Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, but if you are new, my name is Carla and I make videos about how I show up for myself in hopes of inspiring you to do the same. By showing up for myself, I transformed every single area of my life and overhauled my mental health, healed my negative self-talk, lost over half my body weight, changed complete careers and basically live a much happier, healthier and better life than I did before. And I hope to share with you the ways that I did that in inspiring you to do the same and to show up for yourself. And one of my favorite ways to show up for myself anytime, and it is probably the catalyst that started this whole journey for me, is journaling. And what I wanted to do today was share with you almost like a quick tip guide on how to show up for yourself with journaling and to get started. I am a huge proponent of journaling. I will leave a link up here to my full journey with journaling to get in how it helped to change my life. But what I want to do is make this more of a guide for you guys. What I want to do is kind of demystify it in this video and to give you some really simple tips that you can follow and hopefully just begin your journey. And I love that quote, just start. I think that's something that's so important, is to just do something, just begin. It doesn't have to be right. We're not looking for perfect here. My first tip is to choose a medium that is going to be good for you. When I'm talking about mediums, I'm either talking about pen to paper, so either writing with a journal or doing an audio journal, so speaking into your voice memos or speaking into some kind of app that will collect it, or typing it. So if you're going to be typing it out, or whether it be art or whatever it is, choose the medium that suits you best. My personal preference is pen to paper. I do believe that what happens when you put pen to paper is it begins to slow your brain down, because with typing we're very fast. There is a beauty, I believe, that is unlocked within us when we put pen to paper. Now, I am going to do a little plug here, because I do make my own journals and I think they're beautiful and I'm very, very proud of themselves, and they are called the Show Up For Yourself journals. I currently have 4 different editions that are on sale at the moment, and each of them, these are the 4, each of them are named after women whom either inspire, who both inspire and I love. They are all handmade in Dublin, completely handmade. They are all bound in Italian linen and they are done in the traditional style. So they are literally made in the traditional method of book binding. It is a beautiful process. I'll leave a video linked up here if you guys want to check out the full video of how it's done. Each one of the journals is completely blank, but there's just a little bit of a note from me on the inside, and then they have this beautiful paper. It is really thick. I think it's 250 gram paper. Can you hear that? It's like card. This is the Kirsty. I'll leave a picture of each of the women here. This is my most beautiful alt best friend, who is also just has that slight feminine side to her, and I just thought this color really suited her. And then it's got the black matte Show Up For Yourself written on the outside. Then we have the Shanley, which is this lime green and it has gold lettering. This is from my beautiful niece Shanley, who is such a light and is one of the most inspiring no BS women I've ever seen. I wish I had her moxie when I was her age. She inspires me to leave fear at the door and to go after things. She's very headstrong and very intelligent and is very dedicated to what she does. Yeah, and just to let you know that they are bound. They have these little these little kind of holders on them to keep them together, so there's no plastic and everything is recyclable. But actually I don't have it in this one, but I fold them then and use them as a bookmark. So I fold, like for example, I fold them and I put them in as a bookmark. And then this is the Adriana. This is named after my sister. If you guys have been on my channel for a long time, you know about my sister. She is my best friend. She is my inspiration. She is the woman who helped to change everything for me. She is my constant, and she is classic and elegant and very strong, and that's why I went with black for her. And then the final one is the hot pink, which is probably the most popular one, and this is named the Ethna, for after my beautiful mother. She is effervescent and bright and very elegant and very stylish. They are the 4 that are currently available. There is a new one coming soon as well, which I'm very excited for, but they are the different journals, and I have different colors for each day or for each task that I use for this at the moment, I'm using the Kirsty for work. I use the Shanley for my morning pages, and I use the Adriana for my gratitude journal. Tip number 2 then is to examine why you want to journal. When we focus down to give ourselves the why, and this is actually a really good exercise to start with for your journal, is to write why I want to journal. And then whatever your answer is, ask yourself why again, and do that 7 times. What that helps to do is to bring down all the crap that's around us, all those things that we're not really sure, that we're just saying for the sake of saying, and drill down into the core of us as to why we want to do this. So is it that you want to journal for stress relief? Is it that you want to journal to kind of bring up things that are within you that you want to kind of examine and work through? Is it that it's something that you want to do because everybody else is doing it and they seem to get on really well with it? There's no shame here, whatever it is that you want to do, but I would recommend examining your why. Tip number 3 is kind of step actually, is to choose your journaling style. So now we've chosen your medium. For me, it's the journal, it's the like pen to paper, and you can use like any, you don't have to buy my journals. You can use any journal that you want, any type, but you need to then choose what style or start to play with different styles. For example, you could do something really simple like a gratitude journal, where you write down 3 things every single morning and every single evening that you're grateful for. I find that is to be a very good, quick skill to get into. So first thing you do when you wake up in the morning, you've got your journal beside your bed or right beside where you're going to start working, and you write down 3 things that you're grateful for. And then when you go to bed, you write down 3 more things that you're grateful for. I think when we live from a place of gratitude, we are coming from a place of abundance. We are coming from a place that there is plenty. And when we examine what we're grateful for, if you have the means to watch this video, you most likely have a lot in your life to be grateful for. You may not have everything that you've ever wanted. You may be struggling in other areas, but if you've got access to the internet, if you've got some kind of device to watch this, and you've got the time to watch this, they are 3 things to be grateful for, because that's something that maybe other people don't have. I think gratitude, I know I took for granted. I used to say all the time, I will be grateful when. But I had to shift my mindset in order to be able to say, no, actually, I'm grateful now. So you could do your own version of the 5-minute journal where you write down under a number of prompts. So you could have 3 things. So the 5-minute journal, you can buy one and fill it out. I just choose to fill out my own one. I just find that easier. So the first thing is 3 things that you're grateful for. Then I do 3 things that I'm manifesting, and I write them in the present tense. For example, 3 things that I want to achieve in that year. So I might say I have reached 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, for example. Then I also do 3 things that made today amazing, focusing specifically on the day. So the things I'm grateful for are kind of overall, whereas then 3 things that are amazing. And what I find is, if I'm doing that in the evening, what makes it amazing, I actually do, this is what I do in the evening. You can do I think the 5-minute journal split into morning and evening. I find that if I focus on 3 things that made today amazing, as I'm doing things along my day, it's helping me to recognize. So that's to give you an example. And then 3 things that would make tomorrow amazing. And then the final is what would have made today even better. So what were the thing, like something that I could have changed, not negative, we're not focusing on the negative, just turning it around and making something really like, okay, I could have done this a bit better and that might have made tomorrow amazing. Or if I'd done that, it would have made today better. Or you can do morning pages, which is the one that I do most mornings. And that is where you write free flow for 3 pages. You just allow pen to paper. And when I tell you, I don't have my morning pages one here. When I tell you that it is messy, it doesn't matter. It is, you free flow, allow yourself to connect to yourself, stay grounded, and you just write for 3 pages. So I write 3 pages of one of these. And what happens is you kind of almost don't allow the pen to come off the paper. You just keep going. So like, for example, if I was starting now, I'd be like, I'm sitting here recording this video. While I'm recording this video, I'm looking out the window and there is a graffiti tag that says tofu. I actually love tofu. I'm so surprised that I love tofu. It's bizarre. I never thought I would have liked tofu before because, you know, I always had to have like the thing that was unhealthiest. And I wonder why that was. And you just follow your train of thought. It is literally a subconscious flow out of you, completely unedited, not looking back at it, not worried about grammar, spelling, neatness, perfection, throwing that idea out the window and just allowing myself to go for it. Or you can get some kind of prompts. So I know there are a couple of different organizations that sell journal prompts, or you can join my broadcast channel on Instagram where I give prompts every few days, something that you can write down and you can connect with yourself then and just allow yourself to write whatever comes out when you put the pen to paper, when you read that prompt. Next step after you've chosen whatever style it is to create a routine based around that style. To create a routine that is going to be easy for you to do something. I've talked a lot about routine before and how it helped me to do the things that I want to do. For example, my routine is that I wake up every morning and without even thinking, I've already put my clothes out the night before, I get dressed and I go for my hour walk every morning without even thinking about it. That is a routine that I have. What you're always looking for with a routine is a trigger, something that is going to start that routine. So finding something that is going to start your journaling routine for you. We know that screens are really bad for us before we go to bed, but we're all guilty of watching some kind of horrendous TV show or scrolling on our phone or doom scrolling on TikTok till 2 o'clock in the morning. Something that might be a good idea or a good routine if you want to get into journaling, maybe with your a kind of 5-minute journal or your gratitude at the end of the day, is getting into bed. That is your trigger. That is the thing. So you get into bed and instead of picking up your phone, you plug your phone in or whatever you do, you put it down and you pick up your journal. The next tip I have, which is not necessarily so much of a step, but it's a piece of advice, is that this is about connecting to yourself authentically. And my biggest suggestion is to express yourself authentically as if it is for you and nobody else. This is not to share with Pinterest or Instagram. This is not for, you know, some lovely spread. You can do that for something else. That journaling that is going to help you, bring you back to your why. Why are you doing this? Are you doing it for stress relief? Are you doing it to help process some trauma? Whatever it is that you're doing this for, to have a better relationship with yourself, for self-awareness, self-actualization. If you're doing that, the method in which you do it needs to be the most authentic that it is for you. Not what I do, not what Shirley does around the corner, not what John does. It needs to be something that works for you. You can try all of the different methods and try different ways, but it needs to be something that you're doing for you. And when you put pen to paper, fingers to buttons, or you're speaking it out, I highly recommend that you take a second and you ground yourself and you go at it with yourself. So you're connecting to yourself before you do that. The next bit again that I'm going to talk about kind of goes hand in hand. So you're expressing yourself authentically and then we're removing that idea of perfectionism. No need for perfectionism. We're not looking for that. Perfectionism can tend to be an excuse to not do something. I am a reformed perfectionist. If I didn't do something and I wasn't perfect at it immediately, I wouldn't do it. I would quit, or I would give up, or I wouldn't even start. Perfectionism is the barrier to getting where you want to be. Whatever way you're journaling, whatever you're using a journal for, is for you and for nobody else. It does not matter if you need or can't read it back. It does not matter if you spell or you get it messy or it goes off on, you know, one side, or, you know, it drops down, or like, you know, you spill something on it. It does not matter. Do not let perfectionism be a barrier to you to connecting to your authentic self, because that's what journaling is. Guys, that is the end of the video. I hope you have enjoyed this. I will leave the link, of course, down to Show For Yourself journals down below if you would like to pick one up for yourself. They are available worldwide, international. They're €25 plus shipping. But we can ship them anywhere in the world. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Honestly, journaling is something that is so incredibly important to me and has been such a life changer. And I hope that this gives you a few tips to jumpstart your journaling journey. Please make sure you're subscribed, like this video, share it with somebody that you think might help. And most importantly, guys, don't forget to show for yourself. I will talk to you all soon. Bye, guys.